question for the day. You have a minute. Your time starts now. Okay. This is kind of an easy question. Again, putting a bit of pressure. It is an easy question. Okay, type in your answers, guys. I think most of you will get this right. Okay, 3 different answers for this one. All right. So again, as is the case, whenever 3 of you have answered differently, it's been Suhani that's gotten it right. Okay. All right. What led you to your selection, Suhani? Go ahead.
I just eliminated the answers. I didn't think any of B, C, or D matched with the sentence.
Okay. Fine. That's a good reasoning either way. Let me give a reasoning now. Okay, guys, listen. I think Suhani, you're a person who reads books or are into shows and all, because you're answering most of these things by your gut instinct and you're getting them right. You're not giving me clear cut
Yes.
craft and structure reasoning. That's okay. But yeah, good. That means you have a good comprehension, and contextual understanding built in you, which is obviously good for us. Okay. All right. So let's look. They're asking you which choice best states the function of the underlined sentence. Now, the function, to understand the function of anything, specifically a sentence, you only need to focus on the line before and after. The rest of the passage doesn't make sense. Why? I'll tell you. When you write a composition or an essay, don't you try to make sure every line flows into the next line? Or the next line is a continuation of the previous line. So there's some flow in your essay, there's some congruency in your text, right? Everybody on the planet writes like that. So the function of a line is only related to the line before or the line after, nowhere else. Okay, so let's read the line before and after. The stranger still stood in the exact middle of the cottage where he had first planted himself. So we see this guy is looking at a stranger. His singularity impelled a closer scrutiny. So looking at him alone, he's standing exactly alone. So a closer scrutiny. What does the scrutiny mean? An examination. Since he was standing alone, and looking a bit shady or whatever, this guy is looking at it. Then what do they say? A lean, gloomy figure. His dark hair and his hair dark and lank. And so after this, we get descriptions of the stranger. So the first line introduces the stranger, that there is a stranger there. And the next line is a description. So isn't this line telling us why he is looking at the stranger? Because after that, it tells him that it's a description, right? You're describing the guy. So why is he looking at him? To describe the guy. Okay. Now let's look at our options. It sets up a character description presented in the sentences that follow. So number 1, we are talking about a stranger, right? So it sets up character. Perfect. Next part, describing the character. Descriptions presented in the sentences that follow. This suits all our criteria. B, it establishes a contrast. Now, is any contrasting transition word used? However, but, yet, nevertheless, nothing, right? So there is no transition or contrast introduced. C, it elaborates on the previous sentence's description. Is the previous sentence a description of the character? Are they talking how he looks? No. So it's not elaborating upon the previous sentence. D, it introduces the setting. Is it introducing the setting or the character? The setting is the things around him. The character is the person. So does this guy introduce the setting in that line? No. He's trying to talk about, or the subject of discussion here is not the setting, but the character. So hence, D is eliminated and A is your answer. Any doubts?